So with all the new immigration policy that President Trump had put forward, and all this immigration arrest that's happening. Actually, I think they want to do 3,000 arrests, I think, per day for these, especially the criminal aliens that are in the United States. So we got to push back from the Democrats, especially the far left Democrats. Mayor Wu of Boston, um, actually is the main proponent on that East Coast and the East Coast, even more than you know New York. I thought mayor of New York would be the ones pushing it, but he realized that he knows where the problems lies. That everything is going on over there in New York. Now Massachusetts, Boston, on the other hand, Mayor Wu stokes hatred against law enforcement.
Their masks to be removed
They
because
want, yeah.
they're trying to protect themselves from being doxxed
Mm-hmm.
online. Mayor Wu is the latest example of how they've been treating our ICE agents.
Of Boston?
Of Boston.
Boston.
Here's what she said.
I don't know of any police department that routinely wears masks. We know that
Routinely. Yeah. I mean, they just don't want to be, because they're going to get doxxed, and the opposition is going to put their lives in jeopardy or in danger. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I do see a handful of ICE agents that don't care. Doxed them, knocking their door. But she said that that they're in a bunch of neo-Nazi groups. Yeah, the Nazi.
there are other groups that routinely wear masks. NSC 131 routinely wears masks.
Antifa wears masks.
What I said is that Boston police and no police department that I know of at the local level routinely wears masks.
So the White House is calling her out for stoking hatred against our law enforcement, but she's doubling down on this rhetoric. And the largest ICE operation ever took place in Boston. It's called Operation Patriot, and it resulted in the arrest of nearly 1,500 illegal immigrants.
Dang.
Now, Fox News was embedded with these ICE agents just for a few hours. While we were embedded, agents were arrested. They took down a murderer, 2 child rapists, one who lived next to a playground, 1 fentanyl trafficker, 1 adult rapist, 1 child sexual assaulter. That all happened within a few hours. But overall, they arrested 1,461 illegal aliens.
Illegal aliens.
790 of them had criminal convictions.
So, just to make it clear, like I said, I mean, I'm a U.S. citizen, naturalized U.S. citizen. Came here with the green card, did it with the right way, the legal way. So when they're saying illegal aliens, I'm glad that they're using that correct terminology, right? Because the other, other media outlets, they say immigrants. They're kind of putting us all immigrants into one pile. Oh, they're deporting illegal. Not illegal. They're deporting immigrants or illegal immigrants. Illegal immigrants is actually that's an oxymoron. Don't really. They don't, because if you're an immigrant, you have to follow the immigration law, right? There was an immigration law that's set in place. So, the Operation Patriots in Massachusetts, 1,461 illegal aliens are arrested. 790 though had criminal conviction or charges. 277 had final removal or deportation orders. So they have to go through by the book. There's due process in order for you to do that. If you have convictions, regardless if you were, just like it happens more often than not that they get arrested and they have no papers. You know, they're here illegally. And they said, oh yeah, I did that about 20 years ago. Whatever. Convicted of a crime. This, you know, whatever you did. And they got, you know, caught up with you. You still subject to deportation. Regardless. You know. And then again, 20 years. Oh my goodness, how come you didn't have time to fix that? It's either, you know, you being illegal in the United States is working out for you, you know, or you just don't want to do it. Oh man.
Or charges. 277 had final removal or deportation orders. They are keeping the streets of Boston safe without the help of Massachusetts because
That's
it
good.
is a sanctuary
It's
state.
a federal.
Listen to this.
You know.
My officers and agents walk into danger so other people can sleep safely at night.
Federal
so
matter.
kids can make it to school safely and play outside. So while it's easy to be an armchair quarterback and make up talking points that get activists riled up, the bottom line is my officers and agents are out there protecting the same people who are threatening their safety. Law enforcement's common sense.
Yeah. Now, you know, I see these on the opposition. They're saying that, you know, they're saying that all the immigrants are scared now. That's not true. You know, all the immigrants that are here legally and have not done any crime, they're not. I'm not afraid. Well, you know, we're not afraid. Not afraid of that. Well, as a matter of fact, just like he's saying, is keeping the street safer because you don't see any, you know, people out there in the street begging and looking for the opportunity to rob you or to break in or anything like that. So yeah, they have that thing in mind that they don't want to get deported, so they're trying to lay low.
Politicians
They
need
move
to
around.
stop putting my people in danger. I'm not asking them to stop. I'm demanding that they stop. Here's what I have to say to Boston Mayor Michelle Wu, Congressman Hakeem Jeffries, and anyone else stirring up the outrage about what ICE does. These are real people with real families you're hurting with your ridiculous rhetoric and inflammatory comments. And it's time to remember that.
One of the worst things the Democrats ever said, and what most of them walked back, was to fund the police. Right? Reimagine police.
That's
and
right.
they spent the next 6 years trying to tell everyone that was just a few handful of people in the squad. This is the same thing. And the reason why they cover their faces, two reasons. One, a lot of these guys are picking up international terrorists.
That's
right? International terrorists. Number two is because of the aggression on the left of people doxing, following, getting in between ICE and illegal immigrants, they have to worry about their identity. Do you think they want to wear a mask? Also, you're upset that ICE is wearing masks, but you're not upset that Harvard students are wearing a mask? You're not upset that NYU, City
Antifa.
College, UCLA, they're wearing masks?
All the
You have no idea what the mask
pro-Palestinian.
ban is back. Can't get the governor of New York to support a mask ban. But you have law enforcement agents covering their face for their identity, and now you're saying take the mask off, as if that would change the operation.
Yeah.
And just understand, you are saying to fund the police. You got midterms coming up. I hope you pay that penalty.
Well, it's not just the
at
doxing
voting.
that's going on when it comes to our ICE agents, but you got the cartel that is targeting them. They're breaking up major operations every single day.
True.
I just got to ask the Democrats, is thank you not in your vocabulary? They just took, without your help at all, you gave them no resources, no sources and methods, took over 1,000 criminals off your street. You would think they would thank the ICE agents for
Don't you think
They're saying, so what are they saying? They want the rapist, they want the child sex predator rapist to live next to the school. They want him to stay in his house.
Of course not.
And watch
Of course, when you ask them that, they're not saying that. They're going to say that's not. You know, we want them out, but what we want to do is due process, or what we want to do is, you know, not every immigrant not to get involved on that. You know, which. Of course, ICE, before they make an arrest, they do that. They do their due diligence. You know, they that's what they say.
all the little kids. Is that what they're saying?
They want the ICE agents to arrest the child rapist without a mask. You idiots. The last thing is, they want to go undercover sometimes, too.
That's right.
So you can go undercover, but not the guy I recognize on Boston television
Can't do it.
and on Fox News. Can't do it. but now we can grow out the beard. You go underneath. You talk to people that work in narcotics. They always have some type of costume going.
Yeah.
So Todd Lyons, the acting ICE director who you just heard from, he will be on our show at 8:30. We'll ask him about this.
I'm Steve.
As Lions. All right. So that's it, folks. You know, this the oppositions, the ops, what we call them, the ops. They have lost their mind, man. They have lost their mind. They want all the ICE agents to reveal themselves or reveal their identities so they can dox them. That's what it is. But all right, keep it here. Until next time.